In a bustling little town, nestled among cobblestone streets and cheerful chiming clocks, a young chef named Leo opened a restaurant. He poured his heart and soul into it, naming it the Golden Spoon. The walls were painted a warm, inviting yellow, and the tables were crafted from sturdy, polished oak. Leo's cooking was a sensation. People came from all over to taste his famous stew, a secret family recipe passed down through generations. The aroma of his baking bread would dance down the street, inviting everyone in. Business was booming, and the Golden Spoon became the heart of the town. Laughter and lively chatter filled the air from morning till night. A few months later, a man named Marcus arrived in town. He was a sharp-eyed fellow who saw Leo's success and wanted a piece of it for himself. He rented the empty building right across the street from the Golden Spoon. Soon, a new sign went up, the Silver Spoon. When Marcus opened his doors, the townspeople gasped. The inside of the Silver Spoon was an exact copy of Leo's restaurant. The same warm yellow walls, the same polished oak tables, even the menu looked strikingly similar. Marcus had copied everything, right down to the little flower pots on the windowsills. Suddenly, Leo's customers were split. Some, curious about the new place, went to try the Silver Spoon. Leo's profits began to shrink. He felt a knot of worry in his stomach, but he wasn't one to give up. He knew that imitation could never beat true passion. So, Leo decided it was time for a change. He closed the Golden Spoon for a month. He worked day and night, using his savings to add a second floor to his restaurant. He created a beautiful rooftop terrace adorned with twinkling fairy lights and climbing ivy. He introduced a new menu filled with innovative dishes he'd been dreaming up for years. When the Golden Spoon reopened, it was more magnificent than ever. The townspeople were enchanted. Dining on the rooftop terrace under the stars became the most sought-after experience in town. Leo's business soared to new heights, and his restaurant was once again packed with happy customers. He had turned a challenge into an opportunity, and his creativity had paid off. Across the street, Marcus watched with envy. His own restaurant, the Silver Spoon, began to look dull and empty in comparison. Instead of coming up with his own ideas, his mind went back to his old trick, copying. He closed his restaurant and began construction. A few weeks later, the Silver Spoon also had a second story, a rooftop terrace with the same kind of fairy lights and ivy. He even tried to replicate Leo's new menu, but he couldn't capture the magic. His stew was bland. His bread was dry. He was a copycat, not a creator. The townspeople were not fooled. They could see Marcus's desperate attempts to imitate Leo. They appreciated Leo's genuine hard work and his constant drive to create something new and wonderful for them. They admired his spirit. They started to see Marcus as lazy and unoriginal. Slowly but surely, the customers who had gone to the Silver Spoon started returning to the Golden Spoon, feeling a sense of loyalty to the chef who truly cared. This cycle of competition continued. Every time Leo introduced something newer, special weekend brunch, a live music night, a seasonal dessert menu, Marcus would hastily copy it. But his versions were always a pale imitation, a shadow of the real thing. He lacked the passion, the secret ingredient that made Leo's restaurant so special. He was so focused on what Leo was doing that he never took the time to develop his own skills or find his own voice. He was building a business on someone else's foundation, and the cracks were beginning to show. One day, Leo decided to host a grand town festival, a feast of flavors, right in the square between their two restaurants. He invited local farmers and artisans to set up stalls, and he planned to cook a massive communal meal for everyone, for free, as a thank you for their support. The whole town was buzzing with excitement. It was an act of pure generosity and community spirit. Marcus saw this as his final chance to outshine Leo. Instead of joining in the spirit of the festival, he decided to sabotage it. The night before the event, he snuck into the town square and tampered with the supplies Leo had set out. He thought that if Leo's feast was a disaster, everyone would flock to his restaurant instead. He plotted to offer a cheap, discounted meal, hoping to profit from Leo's misfortune. But a watchful baker, setting up his stall early in the morning, saw Marcus behaving suspiciously and alerted the town guard. When the sun rose, Marcus's dishonest act was revealed to everyone. The townspeople were shocked and disappointed. They saw him for who he truly was, not just a copycat, but a man willing to stoop to deceit to get ahead. They turned their backs on him and the silver spoon completely. The community rallied around Leo. They helped him clean up the mess and salvage what they could. The festival went ahead, even more meaningful than before. It became a celebration of honesty, creativity, and the strength of their town. Leo, with his golden spoon, was hailed as a hero. His restaurant became more than just a place to eat. It was a symbol of integrity and passion. As for Marcus, his downfall was swift. With no customers and a reputation ruined beyond repair, he had no choice but to close the Silver Spoon for good. He had spent all his money trying to keep up with Leo, leaving him with nothing. He packed his bags and left town in shame, having learned a hard lesson. A copy will always be just a copy, and true success can only be built on a foundation of one's own honest hard work and imagination. Leo, on the other hand, continued to thrive, his golden spoon shining brighter than ever. A testament to the idea that originality and a good heart will always win in the end.